So I just hope that wherever you are when you see this video, that you are somewhere in joy. That no matter what the circumstances are, or what the circumstances appear to be, that you truly find yourself in joy. So there's been so much, y'all. I'm making this video on June 4th, 2024. Currently, the sun is in Gemini. The moon is in Taurus. The thing that has been coming to me a lot, first of all, if you all are seeing the repeated numbers 777 and the numbers 88 or 888, then this message is definitely for you. Those are the numbers that I've been seeing repeatedly all day. And actually, sometimes I'll roll my dice, and and those numbers will kind of guide me throughout the day. And today I rolled an 88. So throughout the day I've been seeing 88 and 888. And obviously, if you are into this kind of information, then you know that we are currently in a 8-year, meaning that 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 adds up to a number 8. And the number 8 frequency, I always look at it as, as above, so below, right? And when you turn it on its side, it is infinite, right? And so for me, I look at this as I'm seeing a lot of heart chakra activations, a lot of upper chakra activations, because one, Gemini deals with the throat, right? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet that deals with communication. And I know that yesterday there was a celestial alignment where I think it was like 7 planets that were directly in alignment. So as I'm seeing this yesterday, today, over these couple of days leading up to and through the new moon in Gemini that occurs on 6/6, there's so much to say. There's so many downloads that I've received over the last couple of days. First of all, yesterday I went to get food and my order the total was 666. And to some people, they will be like, oh, add something else or take off something because that's unlucky. But one of the things that I have been talking about for quite some time is how the divine feminine energy has been demonized, and how that has happened in society and has done a lot through patriarchy and religion. I'm not even going to go completely down that rabbit hole right now, but just know that from my vantage point, 666 represents darkness. It represents black. It represents the cosmos, the universe, from where all life came from. And as I said, that the time was 333 on the timer, right? So I when I look at 666, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, I look at it as this feminine, nurturing mother energy, right? 6 being sex, and sex, as we know in religion, has been demonized, and there's a whole, there's a lot to that as well when it comes to exchanging your sacred energy, right? And and some of the things that you need to be concerned about, well, not even concerned about, quite frankly, but consciously creating consciously creating when it comes to that, because it is in essence, and well, not even in essence, in truth, right? It is a sacred exchange of energy, right? And we know that because of these sacred waters and these sacred rituals, that things can be birthed from that exchange, right? So sometimes it can be actual children, but because it's two energies that are combining to do something, it's going to do something. So depending on the space that you and your partner are in, is really going to dictate what is birthed from the union of these energies, right? But this isn't necessarily about the 666, but just obviously that was for somebody, right? Um, but what I wanted to really focus on is just this being in divine alignment, right? Because again, 777, right? 777 is, I look at that as lucky. You're in divine alignment for wealth, prosperity, abundance, because 888 also deals with abundance and prosperity, the infinite. But like I said, it's also, as I see it, it also makes, that heart, that infinite, unconditional, loving energy, right? And so that's one of the things that has really, really been coming up. So you guys may be feeling just the need to release, right? Release whatever may be blocking you from loving unconditionally, whatever may have hurt you emotionally in the past. Those things may be coming up right now for you to clear, because we are in this energy of just this eight energy. And in the tarot, the 8 card in the major arcana is the strength card, which is connected to the Leo energy. And Leo is ruled by the sun, but it governs the spine and also the heart. So if you're feeling like if you're specifically feeling, like I said, anything in your heart, anything emotionally that's coming up for you to cleanse, make sure that you do that. And one of the ways that I would suggest is getting in nature and connecting to green, connecting to the heart, the earth, right? Really connecting to the earth. And today is absolutely a great day to do that, because the moon is in Taurus, which is a feminine earth sign. It's a fixed earth sign. So whatever it is that you are grounding in your energy fields and grounding today is going to have longevity. So make sure that you are grounding in the energy that you want to be in, because the Taurus is the bull. So Taurus is a stubborn energy. But Taurus is also ruled by the planet Venus, which it deals with love. So make sure that you are, as you're clearing out anything that may have in the past prevented you from this unconditional love, or from embodying the love that you seek, whatever that may look like for you, allowing yourself to release that energy so that you can welcome in something new. And one of the things that, like in a personal, there's so much happening. There's so much life happening in my real life, like life, right? And one of the things that I had to do today is I had to get rid of my refrigerator. So I'm waiting to get a new refrigerator. But I had 2 gentlemen come over and to remove my refrigerator for me. Now, the refrigerator has actually been in my house since I bought the refrigerator. Since I bought the house. I've needed to replace the refrigerator, but the refrigerator stopped working, right? But of course, I'm just like, how am I going to get this refrigerator out of the house, right? But I share this with y'all because what it reminded me of is, hey, I've said for quite some time that there are certain renovations that I want to do with my home, certain upgrades that I want to do, because I'm turning my house into an Airbnb. And so I was just like, there's certain things that I want to do anyway. So when the fact that the refrigerator stopped working was, for me, rather than looking at it like, oh, I got to buy a new refrigerator, or, oh, what am I going to do? Whatever the case, I chose to allow myself to see it from a higher perspective, in that, hey, you've said for quite some time that this is what you want to do. Now you're just being fast forwarded to that reality, right? And so if you found yourself, and many of you, I'm sure you have found yourself in a place where you've been working for quite some time. You have big visions, big goals, things that you want to manifest, but you haven't actually seen a lot of these things come into the physical reality as of yet. So I share that with you to say that what you have to continue to do is make sure that you are moving out the old, or moving the things that no longer work for you, and for where you're going, and for what your vision is, right? And what your spirit, what your guides, have shown you, right? If it doesn't fit that vision, allow it to leave, allow it to exit, your reality, right? Because I mean, I can't fit 2 refrigerators in my house, right? Like, not in the kitchen space. I cannot fit 2 refrigerators. So I had to get rid of the one that I had in order to make room for what it is that I'm doing in terms of the renovations and things like that. And so now I decided to just come out and to make this video because I've seen like 888, 777 so much today. Like, these numbers are stalking me and I'm so here for it. But one of the things I wanted to say to you all, if you are one of those people, and most of us are, right, that are breaking these generational patterns around lack and poverty consciousness, it is what it is. About 2 weeks ago, I think. Either way, recently I made a money manifestation oil, and I posted a video of me actually opening up the sow thistle on. So it's like a short video that I made and I put on YouTube, and on TikTok, I think, of me actually opening up the sow thistle that I use for this money manifestation oil. But let me just say, I've been working with this oil every day, and now I'm here to tell you all that I'm being stalked by 777 and 888, right? So I know that, so I'm watching these things manifest in real time, in real life. I'm watching these things happen. And so if you guys are working on money manifestation, then today is an excellent day to go and pick that up. You can go to my website at www.consciouscreations.live and pick that up, because the Taurus energy deals with value, true value. And as I explained to you all in that video, I think I did at least, but let me just say it here. So the reason that I chose to use sow thistle, I was led to use sow thistle. So a lot of people, of course, we know, use cinnamon, and cinnamon is great. And so cinnamon is included in the money it's a part of the oil, right? Because cinnamon actually opens, it's a road opener, right? Because if you take a cinnamon stick, because nature shows you what it does. So if you take a cinnamon stick and put it in a liquid, you will see that literally it opens up, it expands. And so a lot of folks have these subconscious blockages when it comes to different things, right? Including money. And so that is why cinnamon is usually added in money ritual or money manifestation oils, and included and it is in the Conscious Creations oil. But one of the other herbs that we did was homegrown sow thistle. Now, the reason we added sow thistle is because, we've all been duped, right? In the sense of, you've heard the saying, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, that's actually and factually not accurate, right? That's just simply not true. Money as we know it is made with paper, and paper comes from trees. So money does in fact grow on trees. First of all, right? So get that out your mind. All right. Get that in your mind, that money does grow on trees. But the other thing is sow thistle. Sow thistle is traditionally considered to be a weed, a very pervasive and pesky weed, right? People want to get rid of it. They don't want it in their yards. They don't want it. They want to destroy sow thistle. But sow thistle is one of these herbs, or one of these weeds, that is just persistent. You ain't got to water it. You ain't got to do nothing. It's just it's going to grow. And whether you like it or not, it's going to grow, because that's what nature is going to do what she does. And sow thistle is going to grow. And it has very, very deep, what do they call them? Tap roots. Very, very deep. It's very deeply rooted, right? So you literally have to go in and dig to pull out these very, very long roots that sow thistle has. And that's why I use sow thistle, because it is resilient. It is persistent, right? It's going to keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, right? And when you take the root, you see how serious of an herb this truly is. Now, I have the sow thistle also that I use it in a tea blend, because it also it's an opener. It opens up it opens up the roads, the same as cinnamon, but in a different way. And here's how. South thistle, if you've ever seen, I'm not out with it right now, but it has these serrated leaves, meaning that they look like knives. The thing about, when I look at the knife energy, right, we know that first and foremost that words are swords, okay? And Gemini deals with communication because it's ruled by Mercury. But Mercury, think about mercurial energy. It's air energy, as the wind blows. It's air energy, right? Secondarily, because it has these serrated edges, it goes in and it cuts out all of the things that are not true, all of the things that you need to purge to get rid of in order to make room for what is, right? And so that's, for me, one of the reasons that, or some of the reasons that South Thistle is such a powerful, powerful herb for opening up pathways that were previously blocked to you. So, go to the website, like I said, www.consciouscreations.live, pick it up. Work on your nervous system, because we're here in Gemini season. Gemini is also going to deal with things like the lungs. It's going to deal with the hands, right? So you want to work, work your hands, right? Just make sure that you are working your nervous system, because your nervous system is the communication. Because from the base of your skull, from your brain to the base of your skull down, you operate like branches on a tree, right? And so all of these branches, information must go down these branches to get the information that it needs to your organs, to your cells, and to the rest of your body. And this is what mercurial energy does, right? It helps to transmit these signals along these cables, right? That these cables and cords that we have running through our body. And Gemini is going to help you do that. Mercury is going to help you do that. And because we're in that season, now is a prime time for you to really work on your nervous system. Now, a couple of things. Go to www.acecommunications.live. And I'm offering a course on how to heal your nervous system and how to communicate more effectively. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, for the last going on 11 years, I've been an attorney, right? And so part of that is really working with folks who have challenges communicating, because most people do, right? And it's largely in part because a lot of people have been traumatized and have all kinds of things that have happened that have really jacked up their nervous system, quite frankly. And so it stifles the way that people are able to give and to receive on a multitude of levels, but especially when it comes to effective communication. So what we help people to do is to go on this journey, a 30-day journey to better communication, to healed and healthier communication. So we're talking about things like what your dietary consumption, what are you consuming, right? And that's in all of your portals, from your ears to your eyes, to your mouth, to your nose, everything, what you're putting on your skin, because it's all a part of your communication system, right? We talk about managing your sexual energy, because as I stated, again, what you're allowing into your gates, what you're allowing into your portals, all of that affects your nervous system, right? And so sometimes, these relationship issues or whatever the case that people may be experiencing or have experienced, these things can get trapped in the cells, right? Because trauma gets trapped in the DNA until you release it, right? And until it's healed in the bloodline, that's what enables these things to be passed from generation to generation. If there's not someone who stands in the place as the generational quote unquote curse breaker, as we've termed it, or a generational pattern breaker, to alleviate the bloodline of certain things, right? So we talk about managing your sexual energy. We talk about managing your money energy, because money is tied to the sacral chakra, which is the sacred energy, right? It is that orange lower world. It is that Scorpio energy. But Taurus and Scorpio are sister signs. So now is a great time to really look at your sexual energy and where that energy is going and how you're using your sexual energy, because it's a potent, creative life force energy, right? We talk about sustainability. How do you actually sustain, once you learn these things, how do you sustain it, right? So so we really go through that, and we go through a 30-day journey, like I said. And so we meet every other week as a group to really go over everything, to talk about how did it go for you? What are some of the patterns that you noticed? What are some of the things that you believe that you need greater support with? And how can we support you on your journey to healthier communication? And so I'm so looking forward to this course, y'all. I wrote this course last year. And I make tweaks on it every now and then. So, you may go to the website and see that maybe it's under construction or whatever, because I may be changing something in the wording, because I look at it as a living document, because I create these things, in real time. So when I encounter something or experience something else that can add to it, then I'm going to add to it, right? So that course is Creating Elemental Excellence. It's the foundational course for ACE Communications to really help folks work with their nervous system and how to heal their nervous system for healthier communication. So we're going to be doing other courses, but that is the beginning. That is the foundational course, because without a healthy, functioning nervous system, everything else, I mean, what are we talking about if we can't communicate, right? And communicate effectively. So it's not just for the sole purpose of being able to exchange words with someone, but it is about having healthier relationships with one another. And so I'm looking forward to that. And make sure that, like I said, if you are working on money manifestation, go to consciouscreations.live, because this oil, y'all, one, it works. and secondarily, it is consciously created. All of our products are consciously created, meaning that we actually consider everything that we can think to consider when it comes to making these products and creating these products. We do this for you, right? We do it because we love. And if I know that a lot of the population is dealing with nervous system issues, and one of the things that I'm going to do as the I am that I am is I'm going to find out what skills, talents, gifts, and abilities do I have that I can lend to the collective in order to help them heal their nervous system. And I say this from the perspective of someone who's had to do it myself. And so I've gotten pretty good at it. And a lot of it is really being able to manage your emotions, right? And it's energy and motion. One of the things that I was telling a client today in my law practice is that when lawyers file a document asking the court to do something, it's called a motion. And one of the things that I generally explain to my clients, that it's called a motion because your emotions, I'm writing these out on a piece of paper and I'm asking the court or whomever to do something based on the motions. We're going through the motions. But here's the thing I can tell y'all. Going through the motions, y'all, can be very, very costly financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, right? Going through the motions can be very costly. And so I would much rather help you to heal your nervous system than have you pay me to get a divorce. Now, if you have to do that, then please contact me if you're in Maryland. My number is 301-744-7996, right? But if and it's not just divorces, but for this purpose, I'm speaking about that because we're talking about relationships, and I'm talking specifically in this case about intimate relationships, right? But I would much rather help people to be able to heal their nervous system, because that helps you long term, right? That hopefully will help you and making the decision before you even get to the relationship, before you even get to the marriage, right? Before you even get to, the children and the child support and all that kind of stuff, right? If you can learn how to speak, operate, create, generate, all of these things, right, from a healthier and more stable mindset, then that gives you a different possibility, right? A different possibility for all of your relationships. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. And I look forward to changing the game with y'all. So, it feels so good out here, y'all. The wind is, it's just so, it's so beautiful. So, anyway, I just wanted to make this video and let y'all know that, hey, if this is where you are, keep going. Keep going. And make sure that you are in joy. Because one of the things that the false matrix system did was to try to crush your spirit, right? And it's because that's that childlike innocence that we sometimes abandon when we become adulterated, right? But there's a reason that the Bible, and I'm not a religious person, but I'm quoting this for a specific reason, that the Bible says the little children shall lead them, right? Because it really is about having that childlike faith, that that despite all odds, regardless of what it looks like, you are able, as the scripture says about Abraham, you're able to face the facts without weakening in your faith. Because because you know, right? And so before I get to preaching, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for all the work that you have done to heal the earth, to help to heal the earth and bring the earth back to a harmonic resonance of unconditional love, of forgiveness, of power, of the divine, truly bringing back that divine energy. And so thank you so much for being on this journey with me, with us. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you on the journey toward healthy communication and money manifestation, and allowing your soul to truly, truly expand into all of the greatness that you are designed for. By the way, the money manifestation oil is called My Cells Vibrate on the Frequency of Prosperity. One of the things that I do with it, because I always talk to you all about connecting to the earth, and I know I'm just going on and on because I keep thinking, new stuff keeps coming to me or other stuff keeps coming to me. One of the things that I encourage you to do with it, right? Because it is connected to the true value system, and you are, right? What I would do is take the oil and actually put it on my lines in my hand, right? Put them on my palm lines and through your fingers, right? And just know and imagine as you're connecting, right? As you're connecting to the earth, that you're citing the affirmation, which is the name of the oil. My cells vibrate on the frequency of prosperity, right? And you're literally feeling as your cells start to vibrate on the frequency of prosperity. Because the divine is abundant. Abundance is your birthright. And so when we come outside and we see all of this beautiful greenery, we see all of this, how can we not know that abundance is our birthright? And so I want you all to be able to walk in that truth and walk in that knowing, walk in that awareness. So I'm not going to keep going on and on because I can. So just so y'all know, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Because once I get to, I think it's like 50 or 100, I can go live and I don't have to make these videos, and then we can have an actual exchange back and forth. I'd rather that. I'd much rather have the back and forth exchange and be able to get to know y'all, and y'all be able to get to know me and ask me questions, and we have more of a dialogue. But I think for YouTube, I think it's 50 subscribers. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. You know what they say, do the YouTube thing, right? But anyway, love you all to wholeness. Be well.